The clock is ticking on Adrien Rabiot's contract with Juventus. He's a free agent in June, and now he's been linked to Liverpool. Gab, would this make sense?
I don't think it would make sense because he's 28 years old, because a free agent signing of a 28-year-old with Rabiot's baggage, I think, is not what Liverpool need. I have to say about Rabiot, I've made fun of him as much as anybody because I think he's been a dud for most of his career. Hasn't lived up to his potential. There's been issues. His mom at Paris Saint-Germain, as you know well, or they spent 6 months without playing. Before that, he was in Manchester City. That's been the story. However, over the past 12 months, he's been an absolute beast.
Yeah,
I thought he had this very, very good World Cup. He's been arguably Juve's best player this season. You're getting a guy where it seems like everything's come together. His technical ability, which he always had, his athletic ability. He's been more humble. So if you think he's turned the corner and he's motivated, maybe he feels the clock is ticking. Question is, has he left all this baggage behind?
I don't know. I think he will stay at Juventus. I think they'll extend his deal.
I think he wants to stay at Juventus. What's not clear to me is, if you're Juve, how much can you offer him? Because he's on a big wage. He's on a big salary already. He probably deserves a raise based on the season, but they're not in a great place financially.
One of the 3 prosecutors in the criminal investigation against Juventus for false accounting has recused himself. Is this good news for Juve fan? And you mentioned that story a few weeks ago.
Well, I'm glad. I don't understand why it took him so long to recuse himself.
Right.
This is a guy named Ciro Santoriello. So what he did, and look, it's not a good look. It was taken out of context. In speaking at some sort of legal conference he was at, he explained a situation 5 or 6 years ago where he had in a different case where he had a chance to prosecute Juventus.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm a big Napoli fan. I'd love nothing more than to prosecute Juventus because I hate them. But the evidence wasn't there, so I didn't prosecute them. So if anything, I think he argued, look, it strengthens my case, right? I'm in the open, right? I showed in the past that I didn't prosecute them just to prosecute them. However, once it is out there and it becomes a big media storm, you should not be involved in this case. Simple as. Yeah. And I don't think it's good news or bad news. I think the other 2 guys who've been working with him are still there. Their job is to collect the evidence and make the case. And then it's going to be a court that decides. And by the way, this is not a sporting investigation. This is a criminal investigation. So these are real courts, real judges, real people. There's no reason for him to be involved at this stage.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.